With a smoking hot bike like this, we need to show the rear end some love. Hey, I'm Ewan, and today we are here to install Yoshimura's V2 Fender Eliminator Kit on this Kawasaki Ninja 500. Now, the thing with most sport bikes, and especially this Ninja 500, is they look so good all over, but this big, hideous mess in the rear just needs to go. In fact, the nerd holding the camera even said it looks like a Zelda character. I have no idea what he's talking about, but all I know is this needs to get off the bike as soon as I found that out. So, Yoshimura's been making Fender Eliminator kits for quite a while, and I really like what they've done with this new V2, and there are two options. One being to reuse your OEM turn signals that are on the bike now, and two being to use the LED kit to get some smaller LED turn signals on the bike that are provided with the kit. We're going to show you in this video how to do both of those, and we'll link all the tools in the description for you below. Now, I think this is a must-do on all sport bikes. It's just going to make the rear end look so much sleeker. And if you've never taken on a project of your own on your motorcycle, I think this is the perfect first one to do it because it's such low effort and such high reward, giving you the confidence to take on some more projects in the future. So the first thing that we're gonna do is get our rear passenger seat off the motorcycle so that we can access all the wires that are connecting our rear license plate light and turn signals to the motorcycle so we can start disassembling this rear. So once you get your passenger seat off, a lot of the time there's going to be this plastic cover. You could just lift it up and work under it. But for the sake of showing you everything I'm doing a bit better, I'm going to actually remove the cover entirely by just taking the cotter pins out of the hinges and removing the cover from there. Once we get under here, essentially what we are trying to do is unplug all of our connections to our license plate light and our turn signal lights. There's also going to be your brake light wire back here, and you don't need to disconnect that. But to get the connections undone, I'm going to take a flathead screwdriver and use them to gently push on the connecting pins in the plastic connectors, which will then free up the connection to pull them loose. The gray and the black are your two turn signal lights, and then the larger of the black connectors is your license plate light. Once we get those disconnected, we're going to take a 5mm hex key and undo the 4 bolts that are holding our rear fender to the motorcycle. Get the first 3 undone, but then it's important once you get to the 4th, you're going to want to support the rear fender with your other hand. Also important to note, as you're watching me do this, there is a rubber grommet that goes in between where the fender meets the bottom of the tail. And I probably should have removed that first because it's a bit of a tight squeeze, but you see, I get the 2 turn signal connectors out and then there's a bit of a space issue. So I removed the rubber grommet to get the license plate light connector out. So the thing I think is really cool about this new V2 for the Fender Eliminator Kit is the fact that it's so easy to order exactly what you need for your motorcycle. There are 2 options, and one is to reuse your OEM signals, and the other option would be to get new LED lights, LED signals from Yoshimura. The difference is really just going to come down to cost. Essentially, with the OEM kit, you're going to get your Fender Eliminator box here, which has your license plate bracket and license plate light, and then the OEM kit will come with a bracket to then remount your OEM signals, which are incandescent bulbs. If you wanted to spend a bit more money for a different look, maybe a bit sleeker of a look, the LED option is going to give you your Fender Eliminator box, as well as everything in this box, which is needed to install the LED lights. So it really is just preference. If you like the look of your incandescent OEM signals, I would go with that. If you wanted something a bit sleeker and an LED light instead, you can go with that option. For this video, we're going to cover how to install both of them, but first we're going to do the OEM option. And the first step in doing that is going to be taking our license plate off of our old fender and then actually disassembling our OEM signals from the rear fender to then reuse on our Eliminator kit. Now the first step for that is going to be taking both of these off, which I'll show you how to do now, and then later on in the video, we will show you the difference in installing the LEDs. Important to know that I am saving these 5mm Allen bolts that we use to actually remove the fender from the motorcycle, because no matter which option you chose, we're going to be reusing them on either of these kits. So once you have your original fender on the table, you're going to go ahead and remove your license plate, and then on the underneath side, you are going to locate one screw, which is going to remove a plate that holds your signals into the fender. I went to go loosen mine on this bike, and from the factory they were really tight and I was risking stripping the screw. Now this is not a necessary step, but what I did was remove the 4 bolts that are holding the metal subframe into the rear fender to give myself some better access to properly address that screw without stripping it. Once you get the screw off and remove the plate, you're pretty much going to take your fingers and pinch the rubber grommet that holds the signal into the bracket and push it right out. You just want to make sure that you're feeding the wires through cleanly as you do all of this so that you don't risk damaging them. With our signals removed, I'm going to deviate from the order of the instructions with the kit just a little bit because I have our signals handy. We are going to pretty much reverse the process of removing the signals from the original Fender and pinch them to put them into our new signal bracket. It's important that you consult your instructions to see the orientation of the bracket and make sure that the proper signal is going to its designated side. In the case of our Kawasaki signals, I know our left signal has a gray connector and the right signal has a black connector, but you'll have to make sure that you can verify which side is which on your own machine. So now that we have our turn signals into our bracket, we've gotten the difficult part done, and really what we're going to do from here is just assemble the entire Fender Eliminator kit on the table so that we can just simply bolt it back into the bike, plug everything in, and then we are all set to go. And actually what's really cool about this too is you'll notice there's two little cutouts in the top here, and that's actually meant for a zip tie that's supplied with the kit to then clean up your wiring when you're done. So I'm just going to start with the license plate light, start getting this together, and then we'll get it back up on the bike. Boop, boop, boop. Up and through here. So once I get these through here, you'll remember in the beginning of this, I took a rubber gasket out that was guiding all these. I'm just going to reinstall it from up top here once I get this on here. So there's our new Fender Eliminator kit with our OEM turn signals installed, and it is so much less mess back here. Nice and tight to the rear of the bike, and I think it looks super great. I also think the OEM signals look really good in this smaller package, and if you're looking to save a few dollars, I think it's a great option to do it. But now we're gonna dive into what the LED signals might look like on here and the additional step that it takes to get those on the bike. So I just discovered in our kit that I'm not gonna be doing any soldering or splicing of wires, and I am incredibly excited about it because I don't particularly like doing electrical work. Really cool. These LEDs have male connectors on the end of them labeled red and black, and they just go right into female red and black connections for the connector that'll go into your bike itself. So these are just gonna be straight plug and play, and then I'm gonna crimp them down. So if you are impatient or possibly over caffeinated, as I get sometimes, you could make the mistake, like I just did, of not putting the washer and locking nut onto your signal before putting your connections together, which will prevent you from getting it onto the bracket. Luckily, I've been able to rework the connections to make them useful a second time, but if not, Yoshimura is just kind enough to give you some spares should you forget to do it. So the takeaway here is make sure before you put your connections together that you get your nut and washer in place and ready and do the connection second. And otherwise it's gonna be exactly the same. Then we're just gonna swap out the bracket that we have our OEM signals on right now in our Fender Eliminator with this bracket. The only thing I will say is definitely be sure to label however you want, which is left and right, because these connections are no longer color-coded like our Kawasaki's were. Piece of tape, Sharpie, just mark the left one so you know which one to put in the gray, and you're good to go. And this should be pretty quick. So you can see these loosely spinning here. I'm just gonna hand tighten them for now because I'm gonna go down for the final tighten once they're on the bike so I can get them right at the angle I want them at. I have to say, I did not think this was going to be as dramatic as it is. And especially with how easy it was to get these LEDs on, I just think that it is so cool and sleek and kind of less work to do as well. If you really love your incandescent bulbs, keep them, but I mean, that's pretty slick. That's gotta be 5, 10, 20 horsepower, maybe, I don't know. 4 mil in. 4. Yes. Yeah, so what we're doing here is taking our zip tie to hold all these up here once it's all said and done. But the wise people at Yoshi said to wait till it's on the bike. So that is what we are going to do. And honestly, from seeing this installed earlier with the OEM one, it's because there's not really any access to get up here once it's bolted on. So now that this is already through there, we'll just be able to cinch it down. So once I get these through here, you'll remember in the beginning of this, I took a rubber gasket out that was guiding all these. I'm just going to reinstall it from up top here once I get this on here.
Got it.
Yeah, perfect. So once I get these plugged in, because they're LEDs instead of incandescents, they are going to flash at a much higher rate. Because of that, Yoshimura includes a relay, so you don't have to worry about the blinking speed, and it's going to be proper. You just have to find the flasher relay for your signals on your bike specifically. On our Ninja 500 here, it is under the seat. So I'm just going to swap this out real quick, get everything plugged in, and we are all good to go. So on this Ninja 500 specifically, there's a cable up in the top near the plugins that you use to release the seat to take it off. Your relay that you're looking for is right down here under the seat, and you can just pull it up and out to be able to swap it out. So the only other thing to mention too is there is a little rubber piece that is what holds your relay to the bike. And there's this rubber piece, we're gonna pull it off of the one we took off to then put onto our new one, because that's how it's gonna connect to the bike. And then we're just gonna plug it back in, and then we're good. All in all, I think you should expect this to take anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, depending on your experience wrenching. Like I had said earlier, I think this is a fantastic first project for somebody looking to take on working on their motorcycle for the first time, and it really is just such a great reward for such little effort. The back section of this motorcycle is so cleaned up. I think even with the OEM signals that look good, I love how small these LEDs are, but it really is just an absolute must-do for any sport bike. If you have any further questions, or you're looking just for some reviews or other opinions on what people have had with experience using this Yoshimura Fender Eliminator Kit, go ahead and click the link, which will bring you to our product detail page, and you can get some more info there. If you have further questions after that, go ahead and give our customer service team a call. They're all riders just like you, and they'd be happy to get you looking nice just like this. And thanks for joining me and talking about the Yoshimura Fender Eliminator Kits today. I'm Ewan, and I'll see you out there.